Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you're watching me from. My name is Dr. Obioramba Igboweze, reaching you again from Nkolomhadum. Thank you for joining me. Today's date is Eke Market Day in Igbo lunar calendar in the 5th month called Onwa Agu. And today's date in the foreign Roman Catholic calendar is June 27th, 2024. And the title of today's lecture is that the people has temporarily won in Kenya against the foreign Western imposed President Arab Ruto and his parliament. That is today's topic, because that is one of the good things that's recently happened in Africa. Because we know that the Western imposed democracy is a failure in Africa. What has been going on in Kenya is another example that the Western imposed democracy is a failure in Africa. And the Western democracy as being practiced in Africa is seen by the West as a democracy always used to impose their own candidates. That is why they introduce that democracy to you. They are using it to impose their own candidates, the candidates that will be doing their biddings and not the biddings of the people of Africa or your country. And before we continue, we have to beg you to please subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Facebook and Twitter, share our programs, like it, comment, so that we shall know how you and us are doing. So, moving forward, we would like to let you know that using Western democracy or using the military, because these leaders being imposed on Africans can come through either the military or through the one they call democracy. In the military setting, they provide them with all the arms and ammunitions to make sure they gain power. Then in the one they call democracy, they use all their media to hype and promote their candidates, and so as to put him in there. So they use so many means. And the imposition of candidates on Africans does not start today. So we'll give you some list of so many people, so many leaders that the West, when we mean the West, you know what the West means. West means America, Britain, Canada, Germany, Italy, Belgium, Spain, and the rest. Go and find them out. So some of the leaders they have imposed on Africa includes the one they call Gasimbe Eyademe of Togo, that ruled from 1967 to 2005. There's another one they call Kamuzu Banda of Malawi, that ruled from 1963 to 1994. There's another one called Grafa Nimieri of Sudan. That one also ruled from 1969 to 1985. There's one called Siad Barre of Somalia. That one ruled from 1969 to 1991. There's one called Yahya Jamal of Gambia. That one ruled from 1994 to 2017. There's another very close to Biafra land, Paul Biya of Cameroon. He came in 1982. He is still there up to today. Other notable puppets imposed on Africans include people like Mobutu Sese Seko. This name was very popular during his time, of the Democratic Republic of Congo. He ruled from 1971 to 1977. You remember Blaise Compaoré of Burkina Faso, the one that killed Thomas Sankara. He also ruled from 1987 to 2014. Also on that list is the last president of Niger Republic, Mohamed Bazoum of Niger Republic. He had a short stay before these guys came in and removed him. He was there from 2021 to 2023. So you can see there's a list of leaders that have been imposed on Africans right from the 60s up to this moment. They're still there up to this moment. And remember that even in Nigeria, during President Ibrahim Babangida, he was also imposed. He was the one that scattered the military government of Sheikh Shagari and took over the government, And he was the one also that introduced the Structural Adjustment Program, an IMF program that started the serious depreciation of the Naira. And so William Arap Ruto of Kenya, who came in 2022, is just one of those puppets that was imposed on one of the African countries, in this time Kenya. He just came in 2022 and doing the biddings of his masters. And so we at Nkolo Mahadum Wisdom University is in solidarity with the people of Kenya for at least stopping these puppets. The puppets are not only in the presidency. The puppets are also in parliament, because they are the ones that are passing the law. That bill in Kenya, wasn't it the people in the parliament that are passing it? Are those people in the parliament not Kenyan people? Yes, they are. They are also imposed by the Western powers. And we thank the people of Kenya because they stood up. They stood up against the will of foreigners to keep them in poverty, to keep them in perpetual suffering, to keep them subjugated. We are happy with the Kenyan people, even though it is a temporary victory. It is a temporary victory because the puppets like Ruto, Arap Ruto, when you stop him in this direction, he's going to go to another direction. That's why Nkolo Mahadum felt that this is a temporary victory. We are encouraging the people of Kenya to continue to keep their eyes open If the government try to maneuver, to use another means to impoverish, to keep impoverishing you people, always stand up to say no to the government the way you did last time. Kudos to you. Kudos to you. You have demonstrated that the people's power will always prevail against tyranny. Just like the people of Senegal demonstrated. Just like the people of Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger had demonstrated. People's power will always win once you remove tribalism. Remove tribalism. If you remove tribalism, if you, the youth in Africa, remove tribalism in anything you are doing, you will always be successful like the Kenyan people. Imagine that in Nigeria, Tinubu is also one of the puppets of the Western nations. You don't know? He's also one of them. That's why he removed the fuel subsidy without notifying the people. He just removed it. And now he's continuing to get loans, foreign loans. Who will pay for those loans? Is it not you and your children? And lastly, the other day, he has accepted the genetic modified organism from Bill Gates. So he's also an imposed president, just like Ruto and the others. And so this is what Nkolo Mahadum wants you to know, that the imposition of leaders on Africa didn't start today. In our eyes, there are still many across Africa, including the president of Kenya, even the president of Rwanda, the one you call Paul Kagame. He's also an agent. If he's not an imposed puppet, why will he be accepting people from Britain to be deported to his country? Imagine that. Is he not thinking about the repercussion of those kind of decisions in future for his people? President Tinubu of Nigeria is also imposed. And so our people are the ones the Westerners are using against the majority of our population. It is our people. It is not, I mean, look at all of them. Is Ruto not from Kenya? Is Tinubu not from Nigeria? Another thing Nkolo Mahadum wants you to know today is that if your country is not doing what is doing like countries like Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, who is now getting themselves out of the Western dominated influence. If your country is not among those getting themselves out publicly and practically, your country is in danger across Africa. If any country in Africa is not touring the footstep of countries like Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, who are resisting the influence and imposition from these Western powers, your country will continue to be in a big mess. And before we continue, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, like our program, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and other social media platforms. Comment on our lectures. Let us know how you're seeing it. And like we have said, we want to keep all our lectures short because people don't have time and data. And before we end this program, we want you to know that what you see going on in Kenya should be applauded by every Africans. What the people of Kenya have achieved in these few days have to be applauded by everyone that loves the progress of Africa. Because in most cases, the Western powers use either military or democracy to impose candidates on our people that does their whatever they want, using all their institutions, IMF, World Bank. They are not there for you. They are there to exploit you. So any leader chasing all this loan here and there doesn't have your interest. Get up and say no to that leader, like you have seen in Kenya and the last time in Senegal. And with this, we shall be bringing today's lecture to an end. But before we do, we must ask you to please support the Eastern Security Network. This is the only security outfit that are positioned, stationed in our bushes to drive away all the Fulani herdsmen terrorists from our farmlands, bushes, and forests. Because that is where they stay to plan and launch attacks on our people and our communities and kidnapping our people. You hear all that every time. It's happening live. Support ESN so that our people can be able to go to the farm and produce the food we need so that our people can eat and stay alive. Thank you for joining me. My name is Obiora Mba Igboweze. Thank you very much and have a good one.